Look, let me tell you something. Follow this scenario. Say I have a car, right? And every day the battery dies. Friends and people close to me are like, yo, you really need to change your battery. I say, I'll get to it. Not now. I'll get to it later. Eventually, I get so frustrated about my battery continuing to die that one day I take a hammer and I smash the car to pieces. I just completely destroy the car. A lot of y'all right now are like, yo, that makes no sense. Why would you destroy a car over something as simple as you changing the battery? But I need to suggest to you that there are a lot of you who are treating your relationships just like this, where something as simple as a conversation could repair it, but because you're putting it off because you don't want to have the difficult conversation, you get so frustrated, you get so bitter, you get so angry that when it's time to have a conversation to repair, instead you have a conversation to release. It's not about fixing the issue. It's about releasing all of that pent-up anger, frustration, resentment, bitterness. And now, in a situation where the relationship could have been repaired, you've released, and now it's been destroyed. Listen to me. This is a word for all of you who struggle having difficult conversations, and I've been guilty of this myself. There is no success in love if there is no success in difficult and awkward conversations. They are necessary to a relationship, just like a battery is necessary to a car. What are you not saying?
No broke boys, no new friends. No broke boys, no new friends. No that, no that, no that, no.
All right. Welcome to the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. We got a very interesting topic for you today: the avoidance of vigorous conversations. Miss Keinesha will be hosting the show today. I will not be hosting it, but I'm telling you right now, this is going to be very deep. So make sure you share. Put those thumbs up. Okay, and we want to thank everybody over there. I already see y'all coming in over there on all platforms. So make sure you pay close attention. If you want to call in, the lines will be up after the first break. Also, make sure you tune in next Friday as the Grown Man Talking Incorporated comes back to your screens with parental allowance of uncontrollable generation. When parents are allowing the children to use profanity and think it's hilarious, let's talk about it. Also, next Saturday, we will be returning with friendships breeding of sexual attraction. When you just see your friend as a friend, but you become sexually attracted to them. Hey, let's talk about it. Also, if you're a poet and you know it, get those cameras out. We're waiting. The judges are patiently waiting. Come bring those videos over. The months are coming by. Who will become 2026 Powerful Poet of the Year? You'll find out. Get those videos over. Me and Dwight are waiting. And judges are also. So now, on with the show. And now we're going to introduce in our motivational speaker, Miss Keinesha.
Everyone, welcome into the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. We'll be having a great conversation on tonight. I'm going to go ahead and start introducing everyone and bring them on in so we can discuss the video. Mr. Dwight, are you there?
Hey y'all, what's up? How y'all doing out there? What it be like? I hope y'all staying warm. It's cold all through the South. So I pray that everybody's warm. I heard some power in some places went out. I hope those people get their power back on because this is a bad time. But other than that, we're here. God is good. So let's keep it going.
All right, Mr. Dwight. Yes, please, everyone, please stay safe and warm out there. And we also have DJ Mac in the building with us. Mac.
Hey, what's good? What's good? What's going on, everybody?
All right, thank you, DJ Mac. So yeah, what do y'all think about the video? He was saying how avoiding conversation
We also
is.
have Mr. Dez backstage and Mr. Britton.
Oh, I didn't know they were here. I'm sorry.
They snuck in.
Uh,
Hey. What's up, everybody?
What's up,
What's happening?
Mr. Brenton?
What's happening?
What's happening, brother?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
See, you
Nice
got
and
back
warm.
home from that storm yesterday. Okay, good to see you, Mr. B.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying the same thing, man. I'm glad to see him back. You know, he witnessed that storm last night. I'm glad you're back.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
welcome back. Well, welcome in, Mr. Breeden and Dez. Thank y'all for
Mm-hmm.
joining. Did y'all get to see the video at
That
all?
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to see the video. I did.
Uh-oh.
I got it. I'm in.
I seen
Yeah, I seen
I
it too.
seen enough of it to know basically what it was referring to, and talking about communication. One of the key things in a relationship. In fact, it is the thing, because if you can't communicate, it's gonna be a weak relationship, man. And that's not just with the intimate relationships. That's any relationship. You
Amen.
know.
Yep.
Right. I agree, Mr. Breeden. So he was saying how the avoiding of conversations can be the breakdown. And, sometimes when you don't have that conversation and you constantly avoiding it, it can be a slow breakdown. Do you agree with his sentiments to that, DJ Mac?
Absolutely. In any conversation as far as relationship goes, and not even intimately, but business wise, but it's just friendship, anything. Where there's a breakdown of conversation, there's a breakdown of comprehension. There's definitely going to be a breakdown of relationship. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So has anyone ever experienced a point where they needed to have a conversation and avoided having that conversation? And what was your reason for avoiding it? Anyone?
I can
Uh,
say
yeah, go ahead.
at one point in time, I actually cared about how other people thought and what other people felt. And so I was kind of a people pleaser. I would just avoid certain conversations because I didn't want to step on nobody's toes. And so I was always the nice guy that would be like, hey, rather than argue about this, what I'll do is I'll just let you have what you're saying. And I'm getting along to go along.
Hmm.
But as time went along, I figured out that while you're getting along to go along, ain't nobody unhappy but me. Everybody else can say what they had to say and they going on about the rest of their life. And so if I'm unhappy about the decision that you made for us and I ain't saying nothing about it, then it's my fault.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even, it has nothing to do with caring about how a person feels or anything, but basically reaching a moment of clarity for both parties. And that's where I had to come to in life in order to be able to put that in my pocket and keep on going.
Right. Well, I myself, I do struggle with conversations. That's why
And
some people.
I'm sorry, Keinesha. We're gonna go ahead. We miss her with all our heart. Oh God, I'm so happy to see her face back there. Everyone, welcome in Miss Nora.
Welcome in, Nora.
Got the pink on, girl. All that damn pink. What's up with the
I'm
pink? What's up with the pink? But I'm glad you're back, though. I'm glad you're back, even though
Welcome
you
back.
Dum dum dum
pink down there. All right, all right.
dum dum dum.
Well, Miss, glad to see you, Miss Nora. We were just here discussing the past video. I was just saying, I myself, agree with being. I avoid conversation myself, and my reason is, I hate conflict, and I feel like anytime I speak on something, it's gonna cause a conflict. So that stops me from wanting to say things. Is the white, have you ever experienced where you avoided conversations because you might have been scared of the outcome, or you didn't want any conflict, or you knew it was going to lead to another issue?
Yeah, just like I'm gonna just I'm well, I guess I can compare myself to Mac to a certain degree because yeah, I was the guy that I didn't want to argue. I just like okay. At that time when I was married, I just said okay, happy wife, happy home. So I most of the time I just be quiet, even though I'm like I well just don't say nothing because it's gonna turn into something else.
Hmm.
So even though, just like Max said, I personally wasn't happy about a lot of stuff, but I ain't like to argue. I just kept it inside, and I just moved in silence. And it's something like a cancer. The more I didn't do nothing, the more it kept growing and growing, and it would just made your life kind of difficult. So I can definitely feel what Matt's feeling, because I went through something similar just like that. But yeah, you got to have some communication. If you don't say what you got to say, it's not going to be a good ending. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. I agree. I haven't reached that point yet where I can go ahead and say what I need to say. What about you, Diz? Have you experienced where you're not able to communicate, or you have a fear of a conversation?
Yes, I have. I've been in a situation before, because a lot of times what I'm how the other person is going to respond.
You're a little stuck there.
Opinion not being accepted, and that sometimes can lead to conflict within myself, because don't want to have that conversation, because I don't want to be let down by me.
Mm-hmm.
And that sometimes can lead to me not wanting to open up and communicate, which that has turned out to be a problem in some situations. But sometimes in order to avoid the conflict, I just skate by to having that conversation and just go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I see we all along the same lines. Nuri, do you have any input on this? Have you also experienced where you wasn't able to have the conversation you needed to have, or are you able to have those tough conversations?
Um, well, I've been accused of being too quiet, uh,
Mm,
communicator, um, because I don't like to repeat myself. Um, to me, a poor communicator is someone not open enough to receive or listen to somebody else. It's not a person who refused to talk. Sometimes that other person is argumentative. Uh, some,
mm-hmm.
you're repeating yourself. It's a vicious cycle. Some people don't like conflict. I'm one of them. I don't like to argue. If it's from discussion to a debate to an argument, I can do debates if they're respectful, but arguments I'm not good at. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'm just quiet.
I feel on that.
Yeah, I feel like that too. I think for the most part, what I'm hearing is we all really don't like conflict, so that's a part of the avoidance of the conversation. So with avoiding the conversation because we do not like conflict, does it help? Does it help by not having the conflict, or is it better to just go ahead and have the conflict? Is the conflict necessary? DJ Mac,
Who you asking?
DJ Mac.
I'm glad you asked me that, because I was gonna say. Anywho, I was gonna say that avoiding the conflict somehow, but does, begin to set up and eat away at you from an insecure standpoint, because you start to first avoid this, avoid that, and then before you know it, you done looked around and you done spent your life in the shadows, not saying what need to be said, because you're just trying to avoid conflict. And so now, being completely and totally the opposite, I found that there's a lot of people that don't even like conversating or even being around me, because I ain't gonna pull no punches with you, and I ain't gonna cut no corners. It is what it is. And I've understood that people like to either be in conflict or live in a lie. But there
Mm,
has to always be some type of chaos going on in order for their life to be harmonious. And the minute you just nip that lie in the bud and kill the chaos by putting the truth on the table, saying it one time and getting on with your life, now it's a problem. Now, oh, you think this, and he always this, and he always got something negative. No, I'm not talking negative. I'm just telling you the truth. Take it or leave it.
Okay. Well, that's one way to look at it. Mr. Breeden, what you think?
I think that we got to keep in mind that with some things, it's not about the messenger, it's about the message.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, for me, I was like everybody else. I was, you know, I didn't like confrontation early on in my life. As a youth, I was a pleaser. Um, I played down my abilities to make others feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And I always felt like I can bear more than the next guy. So I would take on a lot of pain. But then that quickly changed over the years, and I realized that in order for me to be here today, you know what I'm saying, absent of anything crazy happening, I had to be able to have better confrontational skills because everything ain't got to be escalated. It's how you deliver it. You know what I'm saying? So I have no problem with confronting uh heated issues, relationship issues. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't cool, it ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you know. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean I don't go at it in a belittling way, because I want them to hear me. You know what I'm saying? I want you to
Absolutely.
grasp what I'm saying. I don't want to alienate you, put you back, so I don't have to get the rah-rah in my game. You know what I'm saying? When we talk, I don't. None of that.
I
None of that.
agree.
You know what I'm saying? I have no problem with saying, oh, what you did made me uncomfortable. And I don't appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Now, I tried. Now, let me be clear. I'm going to give you that. And I might say it 2, maybe 3 times because you might have a hearing deficiency. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I
Right.
just try to factor that in. But in case they don't hear me trying to be humble, that 4th time, it's like, did you hear what I said? You know what I'm saying? Then I go to that other confrontational skill. You know what I'm saying? I have to elevate and make things apparent. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I always want to walk away from every situation, particularly when it's a relationship issue. You know what I'm saying? Getting something out of it that can help us. Now, when it can't help us, that's when I got to have this conversation with myself and confront me. Man, you gonna keep here sitting here dealing with this mess or what? You know
Absolutely
what I'm
not.
saying? What we gonna do? You
Absolutely
know what
not.
I'm saying?
Oh
So
Mm.
so
man.
I'm up out of there with that. I'll leave you with you, and I'm gonna go with me. You know what I'm saying? And
Damn.
that's how I get out. So yeah, so it's about having healthy confrontational skills, not being afraid to hear something that you really don't want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Or being able to say something to somebody that they ain't gonna want to hear it. It's gonna hurt them a little bit, but you're gonna have to go ahead on and they're gonna have to swallow that poison. You know what I'm saying? Because if they don't, at a later date, it's going to come back to rear its head. And there you are, you're in failed relationships, even in family structures, with your kids and whatnot. You trying to soft shoe. A lot of younger adults with kids now believe in this, being able to just talk to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm whooping their butt. But a lot of them believe in
Facts.
just talk to them. You know what
What
I mean?
up, Mr.
So we
Richard?
can do all of that, but at the end of the day, you have to teach, right? You know what I'm saying? Because all of this, all of this is about lessons. You know what I'm saying? The confrontation is a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he ain't going for that, so I can't do that to him no more. You know what
Hey.
I'm saying? It's lessons. So what you want your student to learn? The
Mhm.
BS or the real? I'm
All
giving
right,
them the
I
for
hear.
real.
I hear music. Thank you so much, Mr. Bree. We'll be back in 2 and 2.
Yeah.
What's the number one tip to get through an argument for the both of you?
Deal with it in real time.
Oh, that's really? You don't wait to like cool down? No?
Wait until you cool down. Okay, you cool down, but now I'm not cool down. Wait till I'm cool down. Okay, I'm cool down. Yeah, but I'm not ready. When it goes to, it becomes a game. I'm not ready, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. I gotta process. For us, is hey, this is how I feel right now. This is one rule that we came up with that we know works. When your partner tells you that they want to talk to you about something, be prepared to listen and not judge them for how they feel. The minute she would tell me something, I would get into, well, I only did it because. That's not why she asked, bro. She's telling you because it made her feel away.
Right.
Are you going to ignore that she feels away just to validate why you did it?
Right.
And once we started to realize, like, yo, we both do that to each other. So now we arguing about validating why we did the thing to hurt each other's feelings when we both admit that we don't really want to hurt each other's feelings.
Yeah, you know what? I had to learn not to always be on the defense.
That's hard.
And to take accountability. A lot of times we don't want someone to hold up that mirror to show us exactly who we are and what we've done and how it's affected them. And far too many times he's brought things my way and I've just been like, but I didn't mean to, but that wasn't my intent versus impact are two completely different things.
Absolutely.
Taking responsibility for the way you made someone feel, your spouse at that, that has really helped us astronomically over the past few years.
All right. Where's my applause? Make sure y'all tune in next Friday as Grown Man Talking Incorporated comes to your screen. Parental allowance of uncontrollable generation. Also, the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour will be back next Saturday with friendships breeding of sexual attraction. And if you're a poet and you know it, hey, get before those cameras, videotape yourself, spit that piece, because you never know. You might be the next powerful poet of 2026. The judges are waiting patiently. Bring those videos on where the months are cocking down. Come on, Leon, let's go. Over to you.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Looking back at that video there. First of all, I love that couple. Is that me? I love that couple. They always drop gems. I watch a lot of them. But what stuck out to me in that video was kind of like logic versus emotions. Some people lean more towards logic during the conflict. Some people lean more towards emotions. I myself, they said the rules. One rule I have is when having conflict is attack the subject, not each other. Do anyone else have rules that they stick to, or is it something that stuck out in that video that you can agree with or disagree with?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's start with you then, DJ Matt.
Not only did he say when you're having a discussion to approach it from this perspective, but to add on to that, approach the subject itself so that you have an understanding of what your spouse or mate is saying and not be leaning on what you're listening. I was just saying this earlier. Some people listen just to have a response. That's not what we're in the conversation for. And if you're in any conversation just to have a response, then you shouldn't be in the conversation. You should be listening to learn so that when you do respond, the person that's listening to you can understand you and understand you, see where you're wrong at, and you see where you need to make changes at if change needs to happen.
Yes. A lot of people do respond to rebuttal. I agree with that. What about you, Dwight?
I agree with Max said. You know, that's one thing I was gonna say, and I'm also the type of person that forget. It just is me. I can't speak to everybody about everybody else how they feel, but I don't want to cool down. We need to discuss it and just deal with it right then and there. I understand some people, they might get a little heated and they have to walk away. That's one thing I like about them. They say, talk about it then or cool off. But I prefer to talk about it now because I'm not gonna get overheated. I'm very laid back, a very good listener, and I ain't got no problems. If something I did wrong, then we'll fix it, vice versa. But my thing is, if a person did something, then y'all trying to work on fix it. The thing is, you just don't, in my opinion, just keep poking at it. You just keep poking at it. Okay, I got what you say. You keep poking at it, and then it's like, shoot, that's no reason I don't say nothing. That's what reason why I just be a yes man, in other words. So, but I like how Matt bought it, and that's about it. Yeah.
Can I add a little bit one more stir fry on here? I don't care what who and so and them and they said that made you come to a conclusion about our relationship. I want to know how you feel about the situation. Don't tell me a situation that you done deduced based on what your girlfriends feel, your homies feel, your mama feel, your auntie feel, because none of them pay no bills over here, and we in the room. Last time I checked, you was the only one in there with me.
Okay. So, Dwight, you were speaking on him saying that they take time to cool off. Do you think, as a couple, when you're angry and you're having conflict and discussion, some people say, "I gotta get a cooler head, then we'll talk." Do you think that's healthy, or do you think, like they said, you should attack the subject then? Is that
You should have it now. I mean, we both should be adults so we can just talk about it. I mean, everybody get heated to a certain degree, and I know everybody's different, but I prefer let's talk about it now. I mean, well, I'm gonna go walk off for 2 or 3 hours. I might be thinking about some stuff and forget what I was gonna say when we get back to talking. So while it's there, I'd rather talk about it now and just fix the problem now. It's still let's cool off and everything. But like I said, if you and that person that you love so much, it's gonna get to the point everybody's not gonna have a rosy day. But when it comes to that, let's talk about it now. Why we gotta wait till we cool off? Let's talk about it, work it out, and then just leave it as that. I prefer to talk about it now instead of cooling off. That's just me. I can't speak for everybody else though. I rather talk about it now.
What about you, Des? Do you think the cooling off period is a healthy avoidance of conversation, or should you attack the problem right then and there?
Well, for me personally, I would prefer to let me calm down about the situation because I know me. And when I'm in an angry place, I'm not going to think rationally or logically. I'm going to be very emotional about the situation. And sometimes that can lead to an even greater conflict. So me personally, let me calm down, give myself some time to register how I actually feel about whatever we're going through.
Okay. What about you, Nuri?
Calm down, give myself some time to think about it, and allow myself the time to actually take in first of all, take in everything that I've done wrong in the situation, because I have to come to grips with that. I have to come to grips with the fact that I may have messed up. So me personally, I need to actually think about it so that I will then be able to listen to what my partner or my significant other has to say, because I would need to internalize how they feel about the situation and take that into account to see what it is that I've done wrong to even cause or not cause the problem that we're having. So me personally, please just give me some time to think about it. Give me some time to calm down so I can rationalize with myself all of the things that I've done wrong in the situation. That's just me though.
All right, all right.
All right, okay. Yuri, we was back to you. You go ahead.
Hey, it's Nora, y'all.
Nora, I'm sorry.
Uh,
Blame it on my Texas twang.
okay. So what question is mine?
Do you think that cooling off is a healthy avoidance?
It depends on the person. Everybody's different. So yeah, that might work for some people, depending on the person and the relationship. For me, I'm good tackling it head on. I can keep a cool head.
That's
Uh,
what's up.
it's on a timer, but I can I can keep a cool head. I think also what's important is thinking about who you're communicating with, because sometimes you can honestly say this conversation isn't even worth having. But if
Mm,
you're in a relationship with somebody you care about, well, then sacrifice might be worth it, you know?
mm,
And you're having a discussion with someone you care about. For me, the first goal is to listen as carefully and as intently as I possibly can. That's my number one focus. And then the ultimate goal is understanding. Yeah, you can listen and hear, but are you understanding? Because sometimes we speak different languages, women and then men. We don't always speak the same language. Like
yeah.
sometimes a guy can go to his friends and say, "Hey, I was trying to tell my woman this," and one of them will say, "Say it like this. This is what worked for me and my girl." So sometimes it's translating what you're trying to say so that other person can comprehend it without being offended. And that's
Mm,
why I say sacrifice, because if you say something to me and I repeat it back to you, that's not what you meant, then we can try it again. And that's healthy to do when you're exchanging information. Make sure you understood it as they intended, because sometimes it gets twisted along the way, especially if it passes multiple people.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. And
Mm,
you know what I was thinking with you when you said that some conversations you can't wait for the cool off period. It has to be discussed right then and there. Mr. Britton, do you think avoiding a conversation and cooling down is a healthy avoidance, or is it necessary? Do you suggest that more people cool off?
Yeah, if it's in the vein that you're saying it in, if we heat it, if it's a heated argument, yeah, it's best that somebody cooler heads prevail. So for me, I don't want to give somebody the benefit of my emotions if it's important, because my emotions, absent of thought is, a recipe for a fool. You know what I'm saying? Because we make foolish decisions when we base what we say from an emotional standpoint. So, for instance, like Nori was saying, she tackles it head on right then and there. Well, that may be okay, but if you know me, if you with me and you know me, then early on in the relationship, when we identify certain things about each other, then you would know some things, and it might be an area where I can hear you, but I don't think it's a good time for me to come back, with what I'm gonna say, because we all suffer from something, right? So if I keep this thing a buck, if I keep this a buck right now, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna tell you, sometimes I ain't on your BS. You know what I'm saying? I may not just be on it. It just ain't a good time. You know what I'm saying? And then, by me having confrontations as a youth that led to abuse and that type of thing, I don't want to bring what happened to me yesterday over into this thing today. You know what I'm saying? So respectfully, if I tell my significant other, if that's who I'm having a heated discussion with, like, look, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. And I'm not neglecting it. However, let me hear your standpoint. And could you just wait until I process that and I can tell you how I feel?
mm-hmm.
You know
Can
what
I?
I'm saying?
That's
I'm
good.
not telling them not to get theirs out. I'm telling them this is where I'm at. So what that signals to them also is I need to be careful.
Hmm.
Yeah. And can I say something real quick? Because
Absolutely.
what Mr. Britton was saying. Now, just like Neuro and myself, I like to tackle it then and there. But I get what Dez is saying. I get what Mr. Britton is saying, because there's one a relationship I had. You know, I'm a very calm person. It takes a lot to get me riled up. So I really talk about it there. Now, I was in a relationship with one girl many moons ago that she just, I guess she got anger problems. She started slamming doors and go off the chains. That's when I excuse myself. I say, okay, I see you in one of those moods where you about to turn to the crib of a Hulk or She-Hulk. So let me go and walk on and let you cool off, because you the one that need to cool off, and then we can finish this little conversation. So so everybody's right. Everybody's different. But like I said, I better talk about it then, now, and just squash it. But some people do need time to cool off. I get that.
Yeah, and if it's not heated and it's just something where y'all having a basic dispute, it's not like knock down, drag out, but she want to explain to you, or it's something that y'all need to clear the air on. For instance, let's take a situation, say like talking on your telephone when you at dinner with a date. You know what I'm saying? You know, and say it's her pet peeve. You know what I'm saying? And you talking on the phone and she's like, oh, they more important than me, blah, blah, blah. You can't, that's a situation where I dare not, say to her, hey, look, right now I ain't cool, so can we talk? No, I'm gonna give you my response right then and there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it might be that phone call that's keeping me feeding you. So I need to give you some information because you got a concern. You know what I'm saying? And try to put it to application, the escalation skills that I got, right? So I'm going to bring that thing down and we're going to address it. You know what I'm saying? And that's
all right.
Absolutely. Can I all right. Can I sprinkle a little bit more seasoning salt on the chicken before we get to going?
Go ahead, cook it.
Although all of this is true that we're saying, the flip side of that coin is some of y'all are just in conversation and in relation with people that you're never going to be able to let it cool down. You're never going to be able to talk it out. This issue will never be solved because every time you do something new, the old come back and get hunted with the new, and then the new get hunted with the new, and it just be a whole cycle of talking about the same thing over and over. And so we have to address that part of the situation as well, where there is people that you just can't talk to, and you don't even need to be in a relationship with that person to begin with.
Absolutely, and that's called and that's a lack of ownership. You know what I'm saying? See, the first thing you can't do, I can't be in no conversation with somebody and think that I'm gonna have a healthy resolve and it's heated if I know already, that's what I heard you saying, Mac. If I know already that they have ownership deficiency. It's like it ain't never their problem. It's always you. You know what I'm saying? You could say, I sat there and watched you do it. And they know you did. And they say, it wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? They got, you know what I mean? They
it's always your problem.
It's always
your fault.
You. Yeah. So the lack of ownership is like logs that people put on the fire, because what the hell I'm gonna sit there and keep on talking to you for, and I'm trying to be sensible, and you keep on trying to tell me you above everything, the law, everything else. Man, get you out of here. Now I done went from Britain to Pete, and I'm gonna tell you, get gone. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna
Okay. We got the bullhorn going, so we have a Q&A. That's what the bull.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Man.
Okay, so we got a Q&A. Pay close attention.
right, y'all. We had the Q&A up. I'll start it off. Me myself, I definitely would just tell that person, look, I don't want to discuss this right now. We can discuss it later. I guess that's a part of the cooling off we just got through speaking of. But if it's a conversation that I'm not willing to have in that time and that moment, I will definitely let the person know I'm not ready to discuss that. What do you think about the Q&A question, Des?
Well, my with that is my whole thing is me personally. I would have to find my own personal fault in it first. So I give me some in order to deter from talking about it. I first need to I need to find what I did wrong, because there's something that I did not do correctly in order to make you feel the way that you feel. So what did I do wrong first? I have to find my own fault in any situation first. So therefore I would be able to listen to you, to see what it is, why you feel the way that you feel. Because sometimes if I don't feel that I've done anything wrong, I won't listen to you. So I have to find my fault in the situation first. So that's my avoidance technique or tactic. I need to find my own personal fault in it first.
Okay, and would DJ Mac, the question, the Q&A. What do you think about that? What's your answer to the Q&A?
The Q&A is really simple, right? Since you have a problem, then you must have a solution.
There it is.
So I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna let you talk. I don't have to be going backwards and forward with you in that. I'm gonna listen to what you got to say, and when I ask you, okay, do you need me now? Okay, what do you think we should do to fix this? Because if you don't have a solution to it, you just have a problem with me, but you don't have a solution, and you just find yourself in a nagging situation that I don't want to be in, then I've solved it for you. Very simple. I put the solution in your lap. What do you want to do about it? Because I don't have a problem. You got the problem. Now, if I'm wrong, it ain't no situation where I'm wrong, where I'm going to find myself that I'm not going to have the discussion with you. However, if you mad because I left some socks on the floor and you want to keep nagging about the socks, well, what's your solution?
For you to pick your socks up.
Go get your
Thank you for telling me that for the 90th time.
Start picking them up. Get some things up off my floor. Mr. Britton, what is your answer to the Q&A question?
Well, first of all, if my socks are on my floor, keyword mine.
Hey, hold up.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Keyword mine. That's why I got my own twisted. That's keys. So because I know I'm something else. You know what I mean? No, but I think that actually the Q&A, we all of us done gave examples of that to address that. The bottom line though for me, you know what I'm saying, is that this, I don't mind you bringing it to me, because I might have to bring something to you. But in terms of where we let it go, let's just be mindful that first of all, you got to have some respect. Second of all, you know what I'm saying, don't disrespect me.
Say that.
Don't disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about some of any and everything under the sun. So I'm gonna address it, in the appropriate fashion. If it's heated and I know that I can be a Tasmanian, I might say something, because I'm an old guy, right? And sometimes them words that start with B and this and that, they come out my mouth. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where they come from.
I use them formally every day. It tastes like toothpaste. I know what you're talking about.
And that's not what I want to do. And this is what I'm saying. That's why we got to be careful and mindful of who we talking to. Because I know if she goes to 10, and has no understanding, she may not have ownership at that point. But if I let her get that out, that might be her process, and she might come back and say, you know something, because I done had that happen. You know something, I was just off my thing, wasn't I? Boy, you know what I mean? It leaves room because no matter if they accept where they at with it right then and there, the fact is if you communicate and you leave the door cracked, it's a little taste. You know, you'd be surprised what comes through. But if they ain't coming through,
Yeah, I received that information there. Okay, and Dwight, the Q&A, your sentiments on
Look,
it.
I mean, Matt and Mr. Britton all made, and everybody else made pretty good points. People that know me, I'm open book. I have no problem, and I said it before. Communication is very important, and I'm not scared of anything. We need to talk, or we need to get something out of the air. We're gonna talk about it. I mean, that's just me. Now I will say this: I can't speak for everybody else because I'm bad when it comes to quote unquote when I was married, quote unquote, and birthdays. I was bad when it came to anniversaries and birthdays. I'm not gonna lie about that. That's basically what heated discussion got between you. You can remember this, and you can remember all this other bull crap, and you can remember your boys. But when it comes to birthdays and anniversaries, you can remember. Shh, hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I'll do better next time. I'll write myself a note if I have to, so I won't forget those days. But hey,
damn, Dwight, I wish mine was that simple. Mine be off. Mine be off some stuff like some current stuff I can give you. You know, when I had a situation not too far down the line ago, I can remember it's a couple of things that I always get into it about. That's number one, my Facebook page. First of all, quit dipping. Secondly, is I seen you on this picture hugged up with this woman.
I saw you hugged up.
You probably did. Probably did. The only one you ain't seen me hugged up with is Spicy, and that's because that's a special relationship. I don't want nobody in my business. So at any rate, at any rate, no. But let me finish. So here it is. Here it is. When they look up and they see you, I done have folks, you know, that just go off about it. They no understand it. But the key is, like I said, knowing who you're talking to. So if you entertain a relationship with me, I'm quite sure we done talked about what I do, right? Yep. So if I'm in the entertainment industry, you know what I'm saying? It's comprised of men and women.
That's
you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be hugged up with this one, with that one. I got men standing next to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know half the women. I'm gonna be honest with you. Half the women I take photos with.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you their name the next day.
Shame on you, Mr. Britton.
Hey, but who they ain't seen you hugged up with? Who they ain't seen you hugged up with?
That's just a fact.
Shame on you.
That's the question. Who they ain't seen you hugged up with?
I see you hugged up a lot of times. I'm like, who is this woman? God dang. Lord have mercy. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, look, but if all right, these the same people right now. I know it's kind of off topic, but it's really on topic. This the same woman that's clawing down your throat talking about who you hugged up with on the picture. And they outside taking $1,000 pictures with Chris Brown. Man, if y'all don't go sit down somewhere, man.
Not the Chris Brown pictures.
If y'all don't go sit down somewhere, talk about a picture.
Snap.
That's right.
Now, as far as that go, I can agree with that because if I was trying to hide something, you wouldn't see the picture. First of all,
right.
Come on now, let's be realistic about it. Especially like
it's called photo ops.
Now, being in the entertainment industry, you know, I have had that. Well, that picture right there, you know, y'all was kind of close, wasn't y'all? Well, we was in the moment having a good time and taking a good photo. That don't mean something transpired after the photo took place.
Well,
no closer than you and Chris Brown would have been. That's all I'm saying.
Then do you have the same situation if you see me kind of tight knit with a brother? So now I'm messing with this dude. What the hell? I don't go that way. That's a photo op.
Hey, look,
It's
That's
me,
right.
me, me
2026.
and
It's a
Noah was
possibility.
together, and people on Facebook was talking about the same thing. When did you and her start dating? I said, we just took some damn pictures for the show.
Right.
Exactly.
What the
Right.
hell?
That's
Okay,
it.
can we have Nora answer the question so that we can go to our next break?
No.
Well, okay, the question.
I'll get with you after the
Hell
show.
no. Yeah.
Oh my God.
The question.
Go ahead, Nora.
The question.
To the
Yes.
Q&A. How would you, in description, deter from the situation?
How would I deter from the situation?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the question.
How would you deter from having a conversation that you don't want to have?
Yeah, like the one we had, Noah. The one that you didn't want to answer. Yeah.
Well,
Basically, how would you avoid it?
I'll just say I don't want to. Because some people are
Yeah, that's what I'm
screaming and
thinking.
yelling, and I don't do screaming and yelling.
Oh, I know you don't.
And if you know me, you know I'm gonna tell you the truth before I
Yep.
think about feelings. So you better be calmed down.
I know that's right.
Mhm.
She ain't lying, y'all. She ain't lying.
Yeah, that's what I said. All right, there go the music. We're gonna take a quick break. Y'all stay tuned in with us. We'll be back in 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
There are some friendships and there are some relationships that I've learned really do deserve a conversation before separation, before going ghost. And what I've learned is a lot of people have a difficult time handling conflict, or with that desire to not want to engage in any type of conflict or confrontation. I'm gonna go ahead and make decisions without communicating. And I've learned that there are people that have been proven, that have qualified themselves for access to us. And what ends up happening is because we're so emotional, we make a decision from that emotional place and do damage to a relationship that really deserved a conversation. And the beautiful part about it is, by the time the conversation is over, there may not be a need for separation. There is just a need for clarity. And when clarity came, understanding and solutions were provided. And I've learned that there are a lot of things that by the time we're done communicating, go, oh wow, if I only knew that's how you felt. If you had not just let that thing sit and you just had talked to me, we could have really avoided a lot of unnecessary time and potential trauma. So it's very vital. I'm not talking about strangers. I'm talking about people that really put their hours in, who have sacrificed, who we know are meaningful to us. Let's go and have a conversation before I make any emotional decisions.
All right. We want to give everybody over there at Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Rumble for tuning in. We see you. Also, make sure you tune in next Friday as the Grown Man Talking Incorporated comes onto your screen with parental allowance of uncontrollable generation. Also, the Spoken Heart Discussion Hour returns friendships, breeding of sexual attraction. And if you're a poet and you know it, hey, come on and spit it for us. We got the Powerful Poet Contest going on. There is no winners. There's only chosen ones. Everyone is a winner. I'm sorry, there's no losers. Got that twisted. Let's get it right. But there are no losers. They're all winners. We just have that chosen one. So the judges are patiently waiting. We got some videos in, and I'm telling you, they are fire. So come on. Let's get it in. You never know. You might become the 2026 Powerful Poet of the Year. Now back over to Keinesha.
Thank you. Y'all be sure to get those entries in for the poetry contest. Also, there is a QR code, scan code up here in the corner. If you want to go ahead and help us out and you're liking the show, just go ahead and scan that one time for us, okay? The video that we just watched, it sounded a lot to me like a lot of people say they need to have a conversation for closure. I'm not one of those people. I'm not gonna lie. I call it fade into black. I will ghost in a minute when I feel like a conversation's not gonna be had or my words are gonna land on deaf ears. I will slowly fade away and then I'll just be gone. Block everything, block you, it's a wrap. Do you feel that a conversation is needed for closure and it could help the relationship or make it better, or should you just end it on your end without the conversation? What do you think, DJ Max?
What's done is done.
Hmm.
And I have a very popular question that I always ask people is how far can you cook food past done?
Yeah.
So if it's already cooked, ain't nothing else to talk about. I'm cool with whatever the situation is and however listen. If it was going to be saved, it was going to be saved. If it's over, it's over. Either way, I've become adult enough to be able to say, "Hey, I'm cool with it. It is what it is. I'll move on about my business and let this be what it is."
Right. I agree with that. I agree with that. What about you, Des?
Hey, I mean, if it's done with, it's done with. You know, what do I need? What do we need closure for? If if we both know have both came to the rationalization that it's not going to work, it's just not going to work. What are we trying to convince ourselves? So why continuously talk about the same thing over and over again? What's the point? What's the point? Let it go. It's done. Boom. On to the next one.
Right. Well, the
I,
sentiments in the video, the guy was saying if you would have said something, it could have basically saved the relationship where you were being quiet and not trying to have that last conversation. You never know what that last conversation could have done. Do you believe that a last conversation is needed, pretty much? Which I call closure. I called it closure.
But but like in reference to the video, I understand like when he said, decisions based off of emotion are not, we need to make this decision based off of facts, not our emotions or how we feel about something. So in that sense, yes, we do need to have this conversation because I don't want to somewhere down the line be like, well, damn, now that I think about it, we should have done this or we should have done that. No, well, when it comes to that, let's talk about it. Let's get this out the way right now because there could be something within that conversation to help us heal the problem that we had. And we know how to move forward from there and we still be together because we know that if I do this, this is going to trigger this. If I do that, that's going to trigger this. So yeah, in that sense, yeah, we do need to have that conversation so that we can close that dispute and move on because we're going to have other disputes down the line, no doubt about it. Ain't no such thing as a perfect relationship. We gonna bump heads at some point about something. So let's get this one out the way. Boom, sweep that one under the rug, get it out the way. So next time with the next hurdle that we come across, we'll know how to deal with it then. So in that sense, yeah, we do need to have that conversation.
Yeah. Okay, but Dwight, what do you think? Do you think that last conversation is needed? That closure conversation on something?
Well, yeah, you know what? Everybody's different, but I believe, yeah, because I don't have no problem with that. If the lady want to talk about, she gets something off her chest, or I get something off my chest, yeah, we can talk. We can talk about it because I don't need you coming a week, 2 weeks later, calling my phone or hanging around my job. Well, we didn't get the. I had something else to say. Well, we had that talk. What else we can say? Because I'll make sure before we go our separate ways, before we do anything, let's get it all out, blah, 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 blah. Now, if we can solve it, if it's something small, then maybe we can try. But, sometimes two people just not meant to be together. You are there for just that season, and then it's time to move on. But yeah, I agree. I believe everybody should at least talk. Give that other person that, closure when you have to break up and everything, where, just sit there, be patient, listen, But yeah, I agree. And like Dad said, it might be something there that you can fix, and maybe y'all can continue the relationship. Or she might say something like, "Nah, see, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's why we breaking up now. So I'm glad we had this talk." And you just kindly go on by your business. So
I agree with you totally because I was gonna say If it was fixable, why we didn't fix it when we had the chance to sit down and talk in the first verse?
Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Bingo. That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Yep.
That part right there.
Let me see if I can say it right. Nora.
Yes.
I got it right.
Give her a round of applause, everybody.
Nora, what do you think? Do you think that last conversation is needed?
It depends on a lot of things. And
Mm-hmm.
number one thing it depends on is the respect still there. Some people don't have
Yeah.
respect for each other to consider closure. Some people don't have enough respect for themselves to give that to the other person. So it really depends on how significant that other is in your life.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
also, I know my reasoning for fading to black and playing ghosts is I've attempted to have this conversation numerous times. So now I'm tired. I'm not going to attempt to have the conversation. I'm not going to hint to it. I'm not going to ask you. I'm going to slowly start fading to black, and maybe you'll get the picture that I'm becoming withdrawn, and maybe you'll initiate the conversation. But if you don't initiate the conversation, fade to black, then there goes the ghost. Has there been a time when you've tried to initiate a conversation and that your person or even a family member tries to avoid it to the point where you just like, okay, that was the last time. I'm done.
And
Yeah.
also, Miss Terry, I seen your comment. Just contact me on the inbox. It's still under Spicy Gray, SPICEEGRAY. Contact myself, and I'll give you details, and we'll get you over to the judges.
All right. DJ Make you again. Can you relate to what I said, or do you have any advice to get over
I
that?
relate 150,000, 20,000 million billion% with what you say.
I think he agrees.
And
I think you agree.
And that's because, off screen, me and you have developed our friendship to where we've had these kind of conversations without having to go through this channel.
Mm-hmm.
So you understand when I say, well, man, I'm trying to talk to a motherfucker and trying to let them know. Oh, well.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't talk to you. And me, see, that's the thing. That's the beautiful thing about a woman is that y'all will try the conversation 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 50, 11 times. I only got like 2 tries in me. I don't have that many times because I feel like I'm wasting our time. Because you don't hear me and I'm talking to myself. So let me go ahead and let you do you.
I think that kind of relates to what you were saying, how when you start fading to black and going ghost, because like you said, once you get tired of talking about or trying to initiate, okay, let me get them. Maybe one of these days they'll sit back and they'll see what I'm saying. Maybe they need time to register and let it fester, and then once they come to an understanding with themselves, and now they're ready to talk about it. So I can completely understand that, because Max say he got 2 times. I probably got about 2, 3.
Yeah, but that's because when you say in the phase of fading to black, right? Am I still on a hook for waiting for you to gain conscience and to realize what I'm saying? Is this still my responsibility to wait on you to undummy up and get you some sense about yourself?
And that goes from both sides. Like even if your woman is trying to have, that, like you said, give credit to women, because women, they got patience. They got patience.
Listen, I've never been a doctor in my life. I have no patience. I'm telling you. None.
I ain't gonna agree with you on that. All women don't have patience, so I can't say that.
I hear music, y'all. Let's go back to this commercial break and we'll be back to it too.
Relationships with avoidance fail for one major reason. The avoidant doesn't communicate with you. They don't communicate with their partners. This is a person, regardless of whether they're dismissive or fearful avoidant, that fears communication. They fear confrontation. They fear rejection. They've learned from a young age, typically in childhood, that their feelings are not welcome. If they were crying, they were told to suck it up. If they were sad, they were told to go be sad somewhere else. Nobody wants to see their feelings. So they learned that expressing themselves leads to rejection. This may have worked for them in some capacity as a child, but this behavior, or lack of communication rather, it does not work in healthy adult relationships. Quite the opposite. Lack of communication causes adult relationships to fail because nobody is a mind reader. The avoidant, out of fear, will neglect to tell you if something is bothering them. They will neglect to tell you if one of their needs is not being met. They will neglect to communicate their fears to you. They will neglect to communicate their feelings in general, their wants, their needs. They don't tell you any of it. If you ask, they'll tell you everything is fine. Everything's just great. Whether it's a short-term relationship, a long-term relationship that ends in an abrupt discard out of nowhere, or a slow fade into oblivion where the avoidant just pulls back and eventually is just gone. It's the result of the avoidant not communicating with you. It's done out of fear. They fear rejection so much it's almost paralyzing, but it is a choice. They could choose to communicate with you. Just think how different it would be if they actually communicated their feelings, their wants, their needs. What if they told you the fears that they were experiencing? What if they told you the things that you were doing that were triggering them? What if they told you the things that you might have been doing that bother them? Or what if they told you their wants and needs that weren't being met? You would have had an opportunity to address these things in a healthy way. You would have had an opportunity to work things out with this person hand in hand to help make sure that both partners' needs, wants, and feelings are being met and cared for. That's what makes a healthy relationship, is when both partners communicate. It doesn't mean you always agree, but it means that nobody is mind reading or being put in a position where they have to mind read. Nobody is being put in a position where they have to guess what the other person's wants and needs were. So even when a dismissive avoidant abruptly blindsides you and discards you in the middle of a honeymoon phase, or if a fearful avoidant abruptly ends a relationship 2 years, 3 years into a marriage, it all comes down to a lack of communication. And avoidants don't communicate, and it's all based on fear. This is a person that has a lot of fear. Avoidant behavior is based on fear. Fear is what drives avoidant behavior. Fear of rejection is a big one. This person associates communication and feelings with rejection. Fear of engulfment, losing themselves in a relationship to somebody who's ultimately going to reject and abandon them. And then the big fear, the core fear, which often lies at the subconscious with the avoidant, the fear of abandonment. This person fears that if they open up to you, you're going to reject them, you're going to abandon them, you're going to realize that they're not good enough for you, and you're going to crush them. So they just don't communicate. It's a maladaptive way of self-preservation. They feel like they are protecting themselves by keeping that wall, staying in their shell, and not communicating with you, because communication in the mind of the avoidant is dangerous. If you gave this person your all, if you put your full effort into the relationship, you poured all your love, time, and energy into this person, and it broke down because of a lack of communication, like they always do with an avoidant relationship when it fails, it's not your fault. If you treated this person well, if you were a kind and loving partner and it still failed anyway, don't blame yourself. You can't force this person to communicate. You can't force them to actually express their wants, needs, and feelings. That is a choice that they made to not communicate. It is absolutely a choice. It's a sad choice, an unfortunate choice, because it took what could have been a beautiful relationship and they threw a grenade right into it and blew it up. It is very unfortunate, but don't blame yourself for this, because you are not responsible for their lack of communication. You are not responsible for anybody else's behavior. When you blame yourself for that, you are trying to control the uncontrollable, and the uncontrollable being somebody else. You can't control anybody else. You can only control your own behavior. And when you're trying to take responsibility for somebody else's behavior, you're just pushing yourself further into anxiety. You're pushing yourself further into self-doubt and insecurity. Don't do that to yourself. Recognize the lack of communication for what it is. Unfortunate and sad, but squarely on the shoulders of the person who didn't communicate.
Сочный дым, выдыхаем сладкого. Старый капитан опускается за бабками. Веер из купюр.
Welcome back, everyone. I was sitting here nodding the whole time I was watching that video. I can totally agree.
Can I please say something before you even get in? Spicy. Spicy, please. Just imagine this guy is your mate and y'all arguing. He said, Spicy, all that I'm trying to say is you did not wash the baby's diaper off correctly.
Let me stop you right there, because that's already annoying me.
I wanted to say who was talking to my therapist when they.
I had to have therapy just to listen to this mother. Boy, look.
You had to listen to what he was saying.
But like they said, don't worry about the messenger. Did you get the message?
There you
go.
No, I didn't.
That's basically when I found him. It, you know, he could have brought it, toned it up a little bit to it, make it a little bit more interesting. But the message that he was delivering was more inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
And it meant a lot, and that's why I had chosen it. But I just wish he had a different type of tone.
Man, because he sounds like the Clear Eyes guy. The dude for the commercial for Clear Eyes. Yeah, he sounds just like that.
But the few points like Kay said, you know, in between my nods, I was able to pick up a few channels.
Not your nods. He was putting you to sleep.
Man, put me to sleep.
Hey, and the only thing I took from that was you can't control somebody else. That's what I got from it. You can't control somebody else.
Look. All I got from there is it's not your fault. Yes, you're right. It's ain't my fault. I don't know who picked this to listen to.
Like Dad said, it's a message. You gotta get.
It was a message. I was listening to the message, Spicy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was the point of it, is getting the message, what he was saying.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, I can shoot my shots now. Hold on.
I got the message. You can't control nobody else. It's not your fault.
He was saying more than that, bro.
Okay, well, like I said, in between the nods.
I was watching you.
Oh my God.
Suppose you had behind stage.
Well, maybe once I go back and watch the show and look at it again, I'll see.
Hold on, everybody in the chat, put a 1 in the chat if y'all still woke.
I hope they still woke. Now from the little clip that they
Let's
go
get
to
the
sleep.
chat rolling a little bit. Put a 1 in there.
But no, I listened to the message, and what I could agree with him with is the fact that the avoidance style is based upon fear, because that's what I was avoiding. That's what mine was based upon. The fear of abandonment. I wouldn't say the fear of rejection, but it was the fear of abandonment, and it was the fear of conflict, because that's all I've ever seen coming up, whether it be family or friends. Anytime you brought up your feelings or something that bothered you or something you want to have a discussion about, it was either met with a conflict, or in a relationship it was quick, like, okay, well, we ain't gotta be together. just for me expressing something. So I make it I'm intentional with communicating and letting whatever the fallout be from it because I was miserable being the avoidant. I was hurting myself. So what he was saying was he was giving a definition of that, but he was also giving an insight to people who pour into people who were not communicating in a relationship. You're being giving, you're being loving, you're being there for that person, and that person is just not communicating with you and allowing the relationship to grow because they have an communication issue. So do you do you identify with being the person pouring into someone who's not communicating, or do you identify with the person who has the fear of communicating?
Well,
And when
me,
he was also bringing pointers out, just like we say, well, why did you hit me? He's bringing out pointers where why a person might not might be avoiding communication, and he breaks it down the reasons why they could be an avoidance in their life. And
well, a lot of times, I mean, to me personally, I think that a lot of times, if somebody is avoiding that communication, it's because they're not ready to face things that they haven't dealt with within themselves.
And what was
Absolutely.
If you have a person that's not willing to face certain issues that they have within their own mind, within their own heart, soul, mind, body, and spirit, they're not going to be openly willing to communicate with someone about it because they haven't faced it themselves. And that's just coming from somebody. I've had those issues within me. So I mean, I'm just speaking personally. Sometimes, if I'm not ready to deal with a situation or deal with a problem that I know I had, it's hard for me to communicate about it because I don't want to face it yet.
But then also what he was saying too is a person that came up where they wasn't allowed to express, they wasn't allowed to even say anything of how they felt. They was either told to suck it up. They was told they couldn't have a voice. So this could be a problem as well.
Us as men, we've been told that our whole life.
Okay, so that was the point he was making. That's why I thought you could relate to that. But you was
that's what I'm saying.
We being whooped. We getting a whooping.
I ain't got no problem with getting a spanking. Sometimes you need a spanking. But
oh my God, here we go. We need to change the conversation again. Look, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it.
Please let's not go there because I just had a flashback of a moment. Okay, so
Moses Christ. Anywho, as I was saying, right, I agree with you, Spicy, because I was one of those kids that was silenced as a child. It was told better be seen than to be heard, and whatever was wrong, most likely it's always your fault anyway. So what's there to talk about when it's always your fault, when you always the root of the problem? And so with that being said, when you don't have an open dialogue with at least the people in your life that you call family, which and a lot of times when that happens to you as a person, then people who are supposed to be family end up only being relatives. And the person that you've pushed away so long has learned to live like that by themselves. And so then anybody they encounter, like Dad said, I'm dealing with you now, and I like you and you like me, and we're in a relationship, but then you point out something about me that I know is wrong with me, but I'm not willing to deal with that part about me right now because I'm too busy living my life and I'm too busy doing other things that I got to do. So I really don't want to hear what you're talking about right now. So I'd avoid the conversations then. But as I got older, got a little more mature, start settling down in life, then I have no problem with sitting and listening to somebody tell me. In fact, a young lady told me something that was wrong with me that helped change my life drastically at the age of 37. And I thank her every time I talk to her. Like, man, thank you for that. Because even though me and you didn't work out relationship-wise, you were a product that came into my life at a time when you were supposed to be there and give me something that I needed.
But think about this. You think about a child because he spoke on a child coming up. when a mother, child's trying to express itself, or they're trying to explain something, or they're trying to tell how they feel, be quiet. You don't have an opinion. You don't have nothing to say. You say one more word, I'm going to smack you. Stop that crying right now. I'm going to give you something to cry about. This is molding a child into being avoiding.
Yep, I agree.
So
Read the weakness in the child.
I allow my kids, like I told them, as long as you stay respectful, you can express how you feel.
Right.
You could give your opinion, but remember, I'm still moms. Show your respect. Tell me how you feel. Be honest. Because I was withheld from a voice. I was that one child that was told to shut up, don't say nothing. You don't have an opinion in my house.
Yep.
But see, I've been that child where I've been given that opinion, and when I gave my opinion or voiced my opinion, it crushed the elders' thought of what was going on, and they in turn felt some way about that because I held them accountable for it.
And that's the point. You said held them accountable, meaning that what? They didn't want to take accountability.
But see, and the whole problem was what they were pointing out, the flaw within me. I seen the same flaw in them, so I seen where I got it from. And they, even though they were trying to nurture me or enhance me, they still did not do the self-enhancement, and that was the problem.
Yeah, and see, K-Marie could correct me if I'm wrong, but see, what we do wrong sometimes as parents, and we forget, and our parents have done it in the past as well, is the fact that we forget, yes, we are parents, but we forget that our children do have emotions of their own. They have a mind of their own. They have their own character, and we tend to try to steal that from them by trying to mold them to what we want them to be, to think the way we want them to think, and we don't allow them to have their own identity, to have their own feelings. And then when they get up, you be like, talk, girl, talk. Well, she can't talk because she don't know how to think for herself. You took that from her.
I think we deny some kids of their own human natural instincts. Like, if they're mad about something, if as adults, that's something we will be mad about, but we'll tell them, shut up, don't you be mad about that. What you said about that for? Stop crying. We'll fuss at them and hurt their feelings and do whatever, and then tell them stop crying. Well, hell, what they supposed to do? That's a normal human emotion. So we constantly suppressing kids doing that, which we have a whole generation of people who are now adults who had that done. Communication is going to be messed up because they're suppressing it because that's what they were taught. Anybody agree?
Well, I mean, you got to think about it though. Like, even from a male's perspective, being a parent, I think the thing when it comes to that is we want, and I would hope that all parents want their children to be better versions of them, but be themselves at the same time. But along the way, we will, as parents, sometimes the things that we've been through, we'll tell them, you can't respond or react that way. Even though when I was in the same shoes that you was in, this is how I responded and how I acted. But you can't do that.
Well, yeah, I think we tell our children that because if we reacted that way, we saw what the consequence from it. So we want them to avoid that consequence. But also with that, we learned the lesson, so they have to learn that lesson sometimes as well too. It ain't for us to stop it. Sometimes we do get in our children's way of learning lessons that they should learn on their own. It cannot be taught by us. Dwight, what do you think?
Oh no, I forgot. Y'all took too damn long.
I was over here like Dwight been sitting over there quiet. Let me call him out.
Let me just say, first the video was like 5 or 10 minutes, and then y'all for 5 or 10 minutes. How you gonna say people, when people got something on their minds, y'all need to speed that up so they can get out what they gotta say. Now, with that being said, let me see if I can remember what I was gonna say before y'all kept going back and forth. The thing about the video is, I think some of y'all might have missed the point where he said. Now, what I grew up in my time, what he was saying, you don't need to be in grown folks' business. Go there and be a kid and play. Now, my parents always talked to me and asked us to express our feelings and talk about everything. So we didn't need too much. I didn't too much have that issue. But one thing I will agree with the man in the video, communication is important. You have to communicate. If you don't communicate, you're never going to solve nothing. They don't care if that's in a relationship, friendship, at your job. You have to talk no matter what it might be about. If you don't talk about it, you're not going to fix it. Point blank. So you have to talk about the issue, whether you like it or not, to fix it. If not, it's going to stay a problem. But like I said, that child, when you talk about the kids, I never experienced that like that. Because like I said, my family was very protected. And my father, he's in the military, and he always talked to us. But like I said, they old school. When grown folks are talking, we don't want you in the room. We might be talking about something that you don't need to hear, or whatever the case. We want you to stay a kid. You don't need any grown folks' business. But that video was kind of long, and I was kind of soaking as much as I could and everything. But that's some parts I got out of it. But one thing I do the video. Whoever did that choke. The thing about it is,
DJ Mac,
communication is important. That's the main key. And I don't care what it is. Like I said, in relationships or friendship, you have to communicate. If you don't know how to communicate because you keep running your damn mouth, or if you don't agree what that person said and y'all just can't fix it, then I'll just tell that person, well, you know what? I'll try. There's the door. I'm not going to lose no sleep. Point blank. So, but that's one thing I will agree with the guy in the video. Communication is important.
And I'm with you, bro. And you definitely made a point with that one.
So, and the only thing I'm gonna say next time, y'all don't take so damn long so people can remember what they're gonna say. Now, Noah, do you know what you're gonna say, or did you forget what you was gonna say? Go ahead, Noah. Did she fall asleep? Is she stuck? Is she still with
No, she ain't stuck.
Okay, go ahead, babe. Hey, I don't know what you got to say.
If you said my name, I can't hear you guys.
Yes.
I think she lost audio.
I can hear when you talk. I just can't hear when anybody else talks.
Oh, that's going on again.
Damn.
Yeah, she only get the laughing.
Let me relay it to her. The video that was seen, was you able to hear the video?
No, it said something about a web link. No.
Oh, snap.
Okay. Yeah,
she has to drop and come right back in.
Yeah,
so that she can
probably to go back out like he did last week and come back in.
Okay.
Meanwhile, another thing that we have to take care of in our community, right? And today is the best time to start taking care of it. We don't have, as a whole, effective communication skills. Mm-hmm. People think they know how to talk, but they really don't. Our people is shot on communication skills. And so it really needs to be set down with children so these children can become better communicators and efficient communicators, so that when they get up in the adult world, they can relate themselves not only to their partners and their children, but can relate themselves into the real world as well. That is the problem, is that the communication skills is shot. Don't nobody sit around teaching these kids how to talk.
They just know how to
yell. I ain't gonna say nobody, but as a whole, nobody.
Then that's on their mom and daddy. That's on them. They need to talk to their kids and communicate with them.
Nora, can you hear us now?
Yes.
There she go.
All right, girl.
Okay, so Nora, the video was basically, what we're basically talking about is how children basically grow up being told to be quiet and basically suppress their emotions, and it's kind of teaching them a form of communication as adults. It's hindering their communication skills and making them avoid it as adults. Do you agree with that, or do you see the correlation to the suppression of a child's emotions equaling up to when they're adults, how they communicate?
Yeah, yeah. I see it. I see it with myself. It's like sometimes you'll get stuck at that age emotionally, and then your emotional intelligence suffers. And I saw that in myself, so I've been working hard on me, when I see that I have a deficit in a certain area. I'm not perfect, but I do try to pay attention. Now for me, I wasn't that kid. For me, it was when I'm talking to someone who's not very intelligent, don't bother. So that's when I shut down, because the people around me, I'm not gonna say it was my stepfather. He was kind of stupid. So
Oh Lord.
I knew it was his mentality. I knew it wasn't me.
Mm-mm.
Now when I'm talking to somebody that reminds me of him, or if I get like a trigger, I go there and it's like, okay, this person ain't gonna understand me no matter how I put it. So yeah,
Mm.
that's something I'm working on. That's something I'm working on. Bless my.
Yeah, I think as adults we're constantly working on a better way to communicate and be better people. I know I'm definitely working on it. Um, Earlier in the show, the couple they had like rules that they set in order to communicate in their relationship. Does anyone have set rules that they abide by when communicating?
Well, whenever I communicate, I have to me personally, I have to be able to listen first.
Yeah.
Because me personally, I know for a fact I have a tendency to hit the mute button. When I say I have a tendency to hit the mute button, you can be yapping and yipping and yapping, and I'm like, uh, what'd you say? So I have to be able to listen when it's time to effectively communicate. Because if you're talking about something I don't want to hear, yeah, you're gonna be talking to yourself, basically. I'm just being honest.
I know for me, I
Wow.
understand that effective communication is indeed a skill set. Everybody don't have it. And you can say that person ain't trying to listen or understand all you want to. Everybody doesn't have that skill set. It's something you have to develop. And if you don't actively work on developing it on yourself, then it's probably going to be lagging a little bit. So it's something we have to be open enough and honest enough with ourselves to say, okay, let me take a class. So let me try to work on this, because I know I can shut down at any given moment.
Right.
Yes, I agree with that.
I
Mm-hmm.
think I think comprehension is also something. Uh,
Girl,
for,
why you stole my stuff? Why you stole
comprehension,
my stuff?
because I have definitely had conversations, and when the person repeats back what I said, I'm like, that's not what I said. It's all like you did added some words and remixed everything I just said. So comprehension is very important in communication. Go ahead,
Mm-hmm.
back.
Mm-hmm.
Now go here, huh?
Yeah.
Two people can be talking the same damn language. Like she
Uh-huh.
stole my stuff and continued to steal after I told her she stole it. Two
Wow.
people can be talking the same language and not
Oh.
understand what each other is saying.
What we
This
have
is
here is a
natural.
failure to communicate.
Yes.
Especially with emotions up your sleeve.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Now, if you add emotions to the fact that your comprehension skills is in the toilet, you're down the drain already. It's already cooked. What are we even talking about? Because like you basically just blabbing about your feelings at that moment. It has nothing to do with the facts of the matter, and that's my rule of thumb for conversating.
But you know,
You could put.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you could put your feelings in there,
But you can
but
have two people, you can have two people that mean well. You can have two people with good intentions, but if you got two different sides of the emotional intelligence scale, that thing ain't gonna balance out. And there's
yeah,
a problem.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. But
sometimes you
that's
got
because
sometimes
y'all
you got
comprehending from two different levels.
yeah, and see, you might be talking to somebody that's super petty, right? So you saying, oh, and it hurts my feelings, and when you talk to me this way, if you don't call me by my name, if you call me by one of them, I feel like you're degrading me. As soon as you have another conversation, oh, so you don't feel degraded, Miss Harris? Let me say your name.
But you see,
You can't come back and throw it in their face.
yeah, but that's two people conversating from two different levels of comprehension. He or she that threw that back, well, it was a he because it said Miss Harris. So him downstairs that threw that back in that woman's face after she done told him that this hurts me when you do that. So I would appreciate it if you would do it like this. Like some people don't like if you call a person, you be like, hey, what's up? What you doing? So be that, who is hey? Who is hey? Who you calling? Who is hey? Oh, my bad. Spicy. What you doing? Yeah, don't call me hey. Don't call me hey.
Hey, it's
but then
ferocious.
hey, you're right. But then what if I ain't thinking again and say hey again and I ain't it ain't I'm trying to hurt you now. It's that I'm just like this is a habit that I have to break. You know, you do understand it's like smoking a cigarette. You ain't just gonna put them down. You're gonna have urges and everything, and you got to break that habit. So with that being said, if I say hey again, please don't take it personal. I'm in the middle of breaking the habit that you said that you don't like. So when I catch myself and say, "Oh, my fault, Spicy," don't be looking at me like, "You didn't call me hey again. I can't stand him. Get on my nerves."
Him get on my nerves with that.
Him downstairs.
Well, I agree with that. The communication styles, we all as individuals do have to work on those. I definitely do. Like I say, I fade to black. I will play Ghost, but I am doing better. Like Mac just said, it's like a cigarette addiction. You're not gonna get over it overnight. You're gonna put it down. You might have to buy a pack another week. I might not be communicating well again next week, but this week I'm doing pretty good. Dwight, did you have a go-to rule or something that you stick by when communicating that you know is effective for not only you but your partner?
Partner? What partner? Okay. Yeah, you well, no,
you just said hey.
I just agree.
Immediate defense.
Hey, I'm gonna say
immediate defense.
But I prefer it's just like on the phone talking or text. I don't much texting people because when people don't come out the way I want, so I prefer to talk because they'll take it the wrong way. Oh, I can't believe I swear you took that the wrong way. Let me call you. So that's just with me. I'll text, but I don't want to be texting all freaking day. That's why I like, hey, call. What's the purpose of even having the damn phone? The texting part is something like if you're at church or in the courtroom or something like that. Hey, I'm in court. I can talk to you this way, but I prefer to talk because sometimes I be texting. Sometimes people take it the wrong way and like, what? I said, look, I ain't the way I text it don't sound. It's not what it's saying. Let me call you and let me tell you what I'm really talking about. So,
I'm feeling attacked.
Huh? What you say? You feel it? Yeah, that's why I tell you. Call. Text. No, forget that. I'm gonna call. I want to talk to you. I want to divorce. Sometimes you get stuff mixed up. You do get stuff mixed up sometimes. That's why I better call. So that's just me. That's just me personally. So
that's that comprehension because sometimes them text message you don't your message don't come off the way that you want it.
Exactly. That's what I'm like, man. I'll do it for a little bit, but if it's gonna turn out to be a longer conversation, look, F that. Let's talk. I'm gonna call you ain't gonna be doing this text thing because I'm gonna text something, you're gonna take it the wrong way. So
Yeah, especially when you start texting emojis. I don't speak emoji. I don't speak emoji.
I do use them sometimes. So yeah, they'll take it the wrong way. I said, no, let me just call because it's getting out of hand now. It's getting out of hand.
You can't tell a person's tone through text message as well.
Yeah, it's the tone. It's the tone. It's the tone for me.
Why you texting me in all caps? Hey, that don't mean nothing. I had my caps on. My bad.
I wanted to make sure you could see what I was saying.
I don't know. If you send me explanation marks, I think you yelling at me.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying?
Wow. Anything with an exclamation mark means you're hollering at me. Excuse me. First, I'm gonna need you to
explanation marks now.
Hey, my man said, my man, Patrice O'Neal said, all I did was type back hi, and I typed it in all caps. And she said, why is you in all caps? Like I was talking to you, like, hey, hello, hi, how you doing? Like, that's not what we was doing. I was just saying hi. I don't know why you took it that far.
Wow.
Or you had a person that communicates through text and they'll send you a whole paragraph and then the person will respond, okay. I can type this whole dang on paragraph and you're going to text me back, okay?
I'm not
look, they are even in the chat talk about we hollering when you put your caps on. Look at these people, man. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, see, like you just said, if I text you a whole paragraph and you type back, okay, that means you didn't read nothing I said.
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. You listen. I'm trying to save your life. Like, get out of there. And you talk about, what do you mean, get out of there? Get out of where? Like, oh my God! Just go ahead and deal with it. Then don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm not supposed to say okay. What am I supposed to say?
You're supposed to send me back a paragraph explaining how you understood.
There you go. You're smart, man. You're smart.
Too much.
Wow. What'd you say? Put on your preschool cap, brother. Put on your preschool cap.
But that's why they be like, okay.
Look,
you might say like what?
Now the point has been proven because she put that in caps in the chat. That is what I'm saying.
Like the wife said, if you're gonna text me a whole paragraph, just call me. Just call me.
That's fine.
That is avoiding through text message. If I text you all that and you say, okay, you are avoiding this conversation through text message.
Yes, I am. Just call me. I am. I don't want to read all of that. Just call me. Look, because this is what I'm going to tell you. This is what I'm going to tell you when you call me. That looked like you had something important to say. So could you please tell me?
Yep.
You know what? I'll take that over. Okay. I'll take that over. Okay. But just that long paragraph of okay, well done, or LOL, or TY.
That's me. That's me all day, though.
Most people will text back a whole nother paragraph about the okay.
Right. So now you want me to read why you disagree with my okay.
Just call me.
I think those people just want to argue at that point.
Right.
Not going to look at it.
You done wrote me a half of a movie script, and you think I'm finna read this in 5 minutes? No. Call me.
I'll pass.
But see, that's just like, somebody sends you a text message, and before you can even finish reading the text message before it's so long, so you're not responding to my text.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, listen. Where in the rule book did it say I got to walk around with this boy in my hand all day?
There's a rule book?
My point.
It's not in the rule books, but let's just keep it 100. We know some people who don't walk around with their phones all day. We know who those people are. Don't pay attention to their phones.
phones all
But
day.
most of the time, that conversation is had with people we know who keeps their phones in their hands. Every time you see them, they got their phone. Now all of a sudden, when I text you, your phone is not available. Use a lot.
So who
You know what?
You talking
We're
about?
gonna have to go back to before cell phones was popular. If I called you and you didn't pick up, you just let it ring and ring and ring.
We ain't even got to do that. Listen, I'm just gonna beep you and put 304 in the beeper, and that's what how you know that's what's gonna happen.
Oh, have mercy.
Not the beepers.
I'm gonna page you and put 304 in the beeper.
Spice, is it time for the nutritional thoughts?
Yes, ma'am.
No, it's not. Y'all just had it. What you talking about? It's the time.
Well, you know what?
Y'all just had it. What y'all talking
No,
about?
you know what, Mr. Dwight? I'm gonna let you give the nutritional thought. Go ahead.
Yeah, because he said y'all took 5. It was 5 minutes on the thing, and that was 5 minutes. So let's give him his 5 minutes. That
Give
he
him
like.
5 minutes. I ain't got nothing to say.
Mr. Dwight.
There's that avoidance.
You're not communicating, Mr. Dwight.
You're avoiding Dwight.
I will say this though. I think Symbolic and Keisha couldn't get in because their internet's not working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
They texted me, or I guess they texted the show too, but they were saying they couldn't get in because the internet was tripping and everything. So I'm like, oh well.
Y'all do got storm warnings.
They would have been here.
You know, I hope everyone is okay, safe and warm, and you know we make it through this storm. I guess DJ Mac, could you give us a nutritional thought since Dwight is avoiding it?
Y'all just did it right there. But you know, Mac add some sauce to it. Y'all just did it. Go ahead, Mac.
Nutritional thought.
Yeah, go ahead. Do that.
She said, run as fast as you can. You know I'm broke, ain't got no man, but I need that 40 in my hand, and I ain't gonna call you back again. It's 5 in the morning.
Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. We'll see you next Friday. Much love to everyone out there. Be blessed.